Time tonight, more outrage in St. Louis. Police shot and killed a black man 10 days after Michael Brown. They say he had just stolen some items from a convenience store and was coming at them with a knife. But cell phone video may show something else. The incident happened Tuesday, just a few miles from Ferguson. Tonight, police are defending their use of deadly force. Will Thomas joins us now with his new cell phone video. Will, I was shocked when I watched this.
Yeah, a lot of people are shocked, Sean. I want to start out with a warning. We're not going to show the actual moment St. Louis police officers killed an armed suspect, but you may still find some of the footage, some of the audio disturbing and graphic. St. Louis police released the video themselves, saying they want to be transparent here. As you're about to see, the St. Louis police chief defended the use of deadly force right after this happened Tuesday, but the cell phone video appears to tell a different story.
He just straight put him on the ground, bro, like daring somebody to touch him.
You can hear the man's voice recording this. The person you see here is 23-year-old Kajieme Powell. He was suspected of shoplifting a couple of energy drinks and a donut from a nearby convenience store. Witnesses say he was carrying a steak knife. 911 calls were made, and 2 St. Louis police officers responded.
He got his gun out.
Police commanded him to put the knife down. You can hear Powell tell the officers, "Shoot me, man, shoot me." He walks up on a ledge, then starts to walk down. Officers shot Powell 9 times. They killed him.
Oh, my God.
A few hours later, Tuesday, the St. Louis police chief spoke.
The suspect did not respond to verbal commands to drop his weapon. He approached both officers, and then when he closed within 3 to 4 feet of the knife in what described as an overhand grip, the officers fired their weapon. I think officer safety is the #1 issue. So if you're the family of a police officer and somebody approaches you within 3 feet with a knife, I think you have the right to defend yourself and protect yourself.
But look at the video again. Powell does not appear to be as close as 3 to 4 feet from police, and he wasn't holding up a knife in an overhand grip. Officers still felt it was necessary to use deadly force. Then they flipped his body over and handcuffed him.
Oh, my God. They just killed this man. He didn't have a gun on him. They cuffing him. Why now they cuffing him?
Firing the shots was an inappropriate action. I mean, it just seems like the multiple shots, about how far away he was.
We showed the video to people on the street.
That's horrific. That's an absolute abuse of, wow, that's a complete abuse of power. There was absolutely no reason to do that whatsoever. My first inclination when somebody says, shoot me, there's some sort of mental disturbance and that person needs help.
Come on, man. Come on. The video don't look like he had no knife coming down like this.
It's clear to me that the police didn't have to use lethal force on that person. There were alternatives.
A lot of you weighing in. Look at some of the Facebook comments on my page and Fox 5 DC. Natasha says this is so horrifying. This is clearly a troubled young man, but he was not within 3 feet and not holding a knife in an overhand grip. This must stop somehow. I Am David says, I'm an ex-cop, federal military and city. Coward used excessive force. End of story. Jake weighed in as well. You're not taught to shoot at the legs or arms. You're taught to shoot center mass. A person with a knife can close a distance of 21 feet in 3 seconds. Good shoot.
Wow.
So, guys, this is a standard protocol with police departments all across the country. If a suspect using deadly force has some type of a deadly weapon, is within 21 feet, the theory is they can get to an officer so quickly, the use of deadly force is often justified.
You know, I don't know what it's like to be in that officer's position, but I think many of us are wondering, why not use a taser? I mean, he didn't have a gun. That was a knife.
Yeah, the St. Louis police chief addressed that. He said both prongs have to go in when you're using a taser, and it's just risky, and you have just a few seconds. So if someone with a knife, whether he's holding it or holding it down by his side, if he were to lunge at the officer, the taser didn't work, that officer may not be going home.
Let me ask 2 questions. Number one, and everyone that we've talked to and heard from that knows police department protocol and all that says, yeah, the use of, that's how they're trained now. Has that always been the case? It seems to me, I recall, where they would shoot to maim, shoot someone in the leg or something.
You know,
like that.
as long as I've been covering stories like this, there was a recent case at a big market in Virginia where a woman had a knife, seemed to be having some type of mental instability, and she was shot and killed.
Right.
People were asking the question then.
Right, that's right.
Why not
That's
shoot her
terrible.
in the legs, in the arm? They do have target practice. The protocol is if you're using your revolver, if you're using your service weapon, you are trained to shoot to kill. Now, let me just say this. Like all of us, officers also have preconceived notions. They go into a situation with their own preconceived ideas. We spoke with a forensic psychiatrist earlier this evening. He specializes in violence. He addressed this. Let's roll that.
Given all the attention all around the world and in the media towards this situation, it's something where, unfortunately, in the state of Missouri, if I have a young black male who seems to be coming at me in an aggressive manner, doesn't stop when I brandish my firearm and say stop as a law enforcement officer, I more likely am going to react aggressively, knowing the supposedly predicted behavior of this individual harming me.
So the idea is, given the tension in Missouri, these officers may have gone into this particular situation a little more amped up, their heart racing.
Well, but there you go. He actually opens a whole can of worms, because the question is, to many people, officers, who, whatever, is a young black male perceived as being more aggressive than a young white male or a young black woman or whatever it is.
Well, I think we could certainly talk about this all evening long. I will just wrap it up by saying an investigation both internally with the St. Louis Police Department and a criminal investigation are ongoing.
All right, and we know we will be following it.
Yeah, I'll see you at 11.
Thanks, Will.
Okay.